Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. The latest Twitter drama has me angry. It has me upset. My jimmy's rustled. I'm coping, I'm seething, and I'm quite possibly dilating as well. This Twitter drama has gone too far and we need to address it now. Just kidding. I thought we could do something different today and take a break from the Twitter drama and do something a little more chill. So we're going to go through my personal journey with anime, where I started and how my taste evolved over time. It is something more chill, and if anything, you guys are going to get some really good anime recommendations out of it. And in the spirit of giving you guys stuff, quick 20-second spiel here. Our friends at Advanced GG are doing another weekend buy one get one free sale. So if you use code REV, you can purchase one jar of powder and get a second one for free. It's a great opportunity to restock or to try the product for the first time with a good deal like that. Again, use code REV before this weekend sale runs out. So here we are at the origin story of my anime journey, my anime starter pack, if you will. The first anime that I ever watched, start to finish, was Yu Yu Hakusho, and I will never regret that choice because it is one of the all-time greats. I'm not even a big shonen person, but I love Yu Yu Hakusho. It has one of the best tournament arcs of all time. It's a tournament arc that'll make My Hero Academia Zoomers wobble at their knees, okay? It's just that good. I would always recommend this franchise to anyone, despite it being several decades old at this point. But the reason I was able to watch Yu Yu Hakusho and other anime at the time was because of Toonami. Now, looking at this image, if you recognize this man, or specifically if you recognize his version, that'll tell me directly how old you are. But Toonami is a anime block on Cartoon Network, specifically their Adult Swim broadcasts. It is a once-a-week thing where they have a lineup of anime, and at the time, currently it's on Saturday nights, but at the time, I don't know if it was a regional thing, Toonami aired on Thursday nights. And I got into anime because of my friends in middle school, and we would like to talk about anime on Fridays at lunch. So on Thursday nights, we'd have to stay up very late to watch our anime to discuss it the next day. And that was the reason I was able to watch all of these original ones that I first wet my whistle with. And of course, seeing Yu Yu Hakusho, I also got my first waifu. Her name is Botan. She's great, but I'm glad my preference for this blue-haired waifu did not translate into real life. You know what I'm saying, fellas? But the second anime I watched start to finish was Cowboy Bebop, and this one just speaks for itself. It's another all-time classic and one of the best dub performances of all time, and it's not surprising that middle school Rev thought that Spike was the coolest character ever. And on a side note, again with that anime block on Toonami, for some reason they always aired Cowboy Bebop very late in the night. It was the graveyard shift. They would typically play it at 3:30 or as late as even 4:30 in the morning. And again, on a school night for a middle schooler. So a lot of times, most of the time, I just couldn't stay up late enough to watch it. Luckily, we have our hero, John. My friend John at the time, his favorite show was Cowboy Bebop, and he was insane, and he was able to stay up late every single Thursday night and not only watch Cowboy Bebop, but also record it for us so we could watch it together at his house. He was the real MVP back then. But also, side note about John, funny story, he had I guess a little bit of an obsession with Spike, and especially with the series as a whole. Cigarettes are a big thing. He used to like to pick up used cigarettes off of the ground at playgrounds and things like that and pretend to smoke them and actually put them in his mouth. I am pretty sure John is the origin of the coronavirus, and I stand by that. But nonetheless, great franchise, great thing to watch when I was young. But another classic here, the sort of end to my trio of the first three, was Inuyasha. Inuyasha is a very solid series, but the thing that I liked most about Inuyasha was the fact that it was available. It played typically in the prime time slots of Toonami's block, meaning it would air around 11 or maybe midnight, which of course was a very doable time. So basically I could watch it every single week without worrying about falling asleep and missing an episode. And that was important at the time because we didn't have things like DVD sales even were very rare to find anime at the time. So also, we spoke about Botan, but can we talk about Kagome? Dude, she hit wacky back then, okay? They knew what they were doing with this character. The fan service was chef's kiss. But nonetheless, we now move into the second era of my anime journey. This one is very different. I call this the blur days. It's where I just don't really remember much because as I was moving through middle school and like early high school, a lot of my friends started losing interest in anime and also got into new friend groups who didn't watch anime. So it wasn't very encouraging for me. Like I didn't have much encouragement to watch it and then discuss it with other people because that's what I like to do at the time. And really what I was watching at the time were some of the more like long-standing shows like, you know, your classics like Dragon Ball, Naruto, Fairy Tail, Soul Eater. It was very casual interest for a while there and just, like I said, a blur. I don't really remember any specifics despite watching hundreds of episodes over a course of a couple of years. But this is the next phase. I call these the dark days. These were the days where I completely stopped watching anime. This was like late high school, early college. I just completely cut anime out. I mean, I'm talking 100%, okay? And it's kind of sad. I think the reason for it was a lot of it having to do with the fact I was an athlete, including into college, and I was surrounded by jock personalities who just didn't consume this stuff, or at least at that time were not open about watching anime and things like that. And I felt a little bit embarrassed about my interest in anime. I didn't want to get made fun of or judged by them, which looking back now as a whole ass man, I'm like, that is a Rev L right there, letting other people determine your interests and whether or not they're going to judge you. And also you would think, you know, what does this say about your friend if they're going to judge you for your interest? But that's something you learn later in life, and I don't blame myself for that. But nonetheless, dark days, no anime at all. But something changed. We hit the revival. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Sword Art Online might be the reason I am talking to you today. One day, maybe it was like 2016, I was scrolling on Netflix and I just thought, you know what, hey, I want to try out some anime. So I was looking through the recommendations and I went by popular because I just figured if it's popular, it must be good, right? That's a mistake. But at the time I saw this and I saw the description of Sword Art Online, which was essentially a MMO. They used the terms like, oh, they're trapped in an MMO. And one consistent interest for me was World of Warcraft. Always played World of Warcraft, which is a MMO RPG. So I was like, wow, this sounds like anime World of Warcraft. I'll check it out. Now, of course, the first season of Sword Art Online is filled with a lot of wasted potential, and the second half is a complete disaster. But it was enough for me to dig my heels in and get back into anime. And it was important because I think because the ending was so bad to me that I wanted to see other people's reactions. So I went to YouTube. And that's where everything changed because I started discovering reviews by big anime channels at the time. This includes like the classics like Giguk, The Anime Man, Lost Pause, Einstein, and people like that, okay? And that opened up new anime recommendations that I started to consume. This was everything from like Death Notes to Attack on Titan, Elfen Lied, Monogatari, The Devil is a Part-Timer, Higurashi, Black Lagoon, and so on and so forth. But there was another major event that happened around that time, and that is the shift. That is when I made my YouTube channel because I discovered anime cracks and vines, okay? This is an ancient screenshot of my channel. This is perhaps the oldest screenshot I can find. 2,000 subscribers. You can see the videos. Gabriel Dropout on Crack. Anime Vine / Cracks number 25. Yeah, so if you didn't know what anime cracks were, and if you don't know what vines are, like, my god, you are a young spring chicken. But anime cracks were basically Vine-styled videos where you would have, like, a meme that's, like, 6 to 15-ish seconds, and you'd make, like, 10 of those and put them into a video. It's like a mini compilation, and then you'd post it on YouTube. It was a lot of fun at the time, but that genre has died for many reasons. People lost interest. There was also huge copyright problems. That's why I've deleted all of these videos, because They use copyrighted music, copyrighted scenes. YouTube just wiped these channels out a few years ago. They went in and terminated a lot of them. And also there's a lot of stealing in that community, people just ripping each other off. It was a mess, and it eventually just died out, and I had to move on to other things. But that greatly influenced the kind of anime that I consumed, because slice of life. For some reason, slice of life anime were really good for these videos, and I started watching slice of life for the main focus of like finding content for my videos and my memes, cracks, whatever you want to call them. And that really opened things up, okay? The cute girls doing cute things arc had begun, and it still hasn't ended, okay? So to give you guys just some recommendations of stuff I watched off the dome, okay? This was years ago, and the list keeps growing, but here's just a few of the slice of life that I would recommend. Is The Order a Rabbit, Kinmoza, Euro Yuri, Yuyushiki, Flying Witch, Non Non Biorai, New Game, Hinamatsuri, Gabrielle Dropout, Interviews with Monster Girls, Mitsuboshi Colors, Shirabako, and much, much more. But you get the point. I enjoy Slice of Life. I liked it for content back then, but I also loved it because, honestly, it's just the perfect thing to chill to. Watching cute girls doing cute things with no conflict. Not everything has to have conflict. I'm here for entertainment, and honestly, this is just expanded until the present. And currently, our current arc, I would say I'm not watching as much anime as I'd like to. Just life gets in the way. But really, it's just about chilling, laying back. And also, these days, we're getting a lot of revivals of old shows that I watched 10 plus years ago. We're seeing second seasons or a whole new arc coming out of various things. And that's pretty exciting. It's not only new content, but it's very nostalgic at the same time. So that's where I'm at. I'd like to watch more, and maybe I should make more of an effort to expand my viewing horizons. But that's going to do it for this video. I know it's something different. I hope you guys enjoy more chill stuff like this. And you have ideas for other videos like this you want to see, feel free to drop a comment, because I will be looking through them to see if you guys like this sort of thing and have other ideas. So yeah, feel free to share those thoughts in the comment section. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.